right, so this is how you mint an NFT on Solsea. So you basically go in here, you click on create, and you'll have to upload a file. So right now I'm actually going to mint number 10 of my NFTs in my Genesis unicorn collection. So we'll just do that right here. So I'm going to go here, I find my number 10 small one. Number 10 is right here. Then I go find so you could have an animated. I don't have an animated one, so I'm just going to do the artwork, which is the full size image. Number 10. Then you have to give it a title. That's really up to you. But I'm going to I do this number 1, number 2, right, that kind of thing. The short description, you can certainly put a different descriptions. I just do a cut and paste on all of them. Same thing with the description. Then after that you have to put in the royalties you want. If you have an external URL and the tags, sorry about my cough, geez, I wish it was not doing that. So now the tags are going to be used to show your NFT if somebody's searching for a certain thing. You want to use as many tags as you can. Don't use tags that make no sense. Like for example, I wouldn't use trading card on mine, or domain name, or physical, right? But most of them that are relevant I use, right? So I use all the ones that make sense for my art, for the NFTs. All right, so license, you can choose a license. So if you leave it a blank, it basically means that there's no license, which means nobody can use it for anything, which is the point, I think. But you know, color. Okay, now the traits. So the traits, you'll have your traits, and I have a file and I have them all in there. So you go basically on each of them, and then you put the value, you go to the next trait. So we're just going to do all that. Then I want to kind of show you what happens when you actually mint it, right? And so there we go, we got that. Let's do the next one, and let's do that. Hopefully I'm not going to mess up, because I'm talking while I'm doing this. Since I'm doing the recording, I want to make sure I do this right. Hopefully I don't mess up anything, like I said. So basically this number of traits I have on my NFTs, the number of traits you have on yours can vary, obviously, and the more traits you have, the longer it takes to mint one, right? Now why am I pasting a name equals a value? That's just because that's how I have my file, right? There we go. Okay, so now after you've entered all of you probably want to go double check, make sure everything's good, make sure you didn't mess up the description, and that your royalties are there, and then you got your right tags, and you got the right collection selected, and the tags are all the same. For me, I've been using lower. I would like anyways, whatever, making sure the tags are all right, and then you click on this button. Then what happens, it uploads it, as you can see, and then the wallet's going to pop up asking you to confirm the upload to then what's the next thing? It's you'll see in a second. I guess there's 2 or 3 processes involved. This is the approval to upload it to Arweave. Sometimes this fails and it gives you a red message. You just got to click on the mint NFT again. We'll see what happens in this case, whether we actually have a successful minting. Out of the 10, this is the 10th one. Out of the 10 minting I did, there was not one that went through all the way without having to re-approve or to re-mint it. But you never know, it might end up being approved. We'll see. Like you see, it takes a little bit, because what happens is the files, the transaction has to happen on the blockchain, which is basically on the internet, right? across the particular blockchain, which is SOL blockchain, and that takes a few minutes, and the Solsea has to go and send the transaction and wait for it to appear on the blockchain. See, like it said, it failed after 60 seconds. So we're just going to click this again, and hopefully this time it will succeed, because it shouldn't take much longer than 15 or 20 seconds to be approved. And so we'll see. Maybe I'll cut some of this out in the final recording, but just approve it here again. See, as you can see, it's doing the same thing. So that means that the first transaction either never happened, or so I'm not really sure how this blockchain, how it's not more reliable, but in the end it doesn't really matter, because if the transaction never makes it to the blockchain, you don't pay, right? The transaction isn't actually there, it doesn't exist, it's basically just was sent to Neverland, I guess you could say, right? If you understand how blockchains work, you can see that the way it works. So now see, now that worked. Now it wants a mint, so this is going to be an amount here, and I'm just going to approve this. Now it's doing the mint, so this is the second transaction that has to be added to the blockchain. So that means the first one worked now, so now we're doing the second transaction, and hopefully this one will succeed, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, come on, please succeed for our viewer, for who is watching this and wants to learn how to do it. Now obviously you can skip over this waiting stuff, maybe I will cut it out, I'm not sure, but that's just part of the process. It looks like it's taking longer, so this might not work this time, and you'll see a message that says the transaction failed. Don't worry about it, you're not going to pay for transactions that failed, only successful transactions are charged. So you can do it again. Oh look, it worked, there you go. So now it's minted. So now if I click on view in Solana right now, it might not be there, so you got to wait for a little bit, and then once you have your wallet, once it's on your wallet, then you can it'll be shown, because it's basically in the blockchain now, right? So now the blockchain has to be synced back to the Solsea platform. That's why sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So I'm not going to click it right now, but let's go see my collection, right? This collection here, there is no I guess I should go to my NFTs, or where is that? Oh, I guess how do I see my collections? No, I guess for me it's there's a way to see it. If I go back to collections, I'm trying to see, how did I find that earlier? I found the because they're not here, right? They don't show up here because they haven't been listed. I had to go into my wallet, and as you can see, my balance is really low. I'm just keeping the bare minimum in this account. But if I go to NFTs in my wallet, you see all these other ones right here, and if I go to this, it shows me who. Oh, okay, so that's kind of funny. If I go to the collection, it doesn't show who is the creator of the collection anywhere on here. You got to go to an actual NFT to see who so if I go to this creator, I see all the NFTs I created. Now if I reload this, not sure if the number 10 is going to show up or not. It's not, so I have to go to wallet, NFTs in my wallet, and then I have to reload your wallet. Then it'll go and get the ones that are new, that haven't been fetched yet from the blockchain, right? Because it's in the blockchain. So once it's in the blockchain, it's yours, it's set up, it's minted, everything's good. Whether it's on Solsea or not is not an indication as to whether it's good or not. As you can see now, I have 10 of them, so number 1 to 10, and they're all not listed because I didn't list them, and that's kind of how it works. So if I go on one of these, if I go to this one, which is the one we just minted right now, it says unverified, so you need to verify it. I'm not going to do it one by one. I'm going to upload a bunch of them and then ask for verification, because they'll do them all at the same time, and then you can see the traits right here, right? Now if I go to the collection, I can now see the traits are here. I messed up the first one, but if I look at, say for example, the background, right, there's two of the city, one of the ocean, one of the river, one of the sunset, one of the palm trees, one of the rainbow. And if I look at the types, there's two whites, one blue, three beige. So I mean they're not all there yet. The main and the extra, I have none. I guess the extra is over here because of the messed up one, but there's open brain over here. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. That's how you mint an NFT on Solsea.